What's up, CT? We're here with episode 96. I'm here with Courie 5. How's it going, man? So can you give yourself a little introduction, introduce yourself to the audience?
What up? What up? It's your boy, Courie 5, Waterbury CT. Make sure you follow me on everything, on all platforms.
All right, bro. So let's talk about your life before music. So what was it like growing up in Waterbury?
Shit, it's like a small city type shit. Everybody know everybody almost, you feel me? So for the most part, it's like 5 high schools, if that.
Yeah.
It wasn't, feel me? It's like good parts of the city, bad parts of the city. Good things to do, bad things to do, feel me? I was always into basketball. That's what everybody do out here.
Word. Yeah.
You like basketball, football, or you are already doing something else, you feel what I'm saying? Regardless, who knows what it is, but for me,
What position you play?
I was a guard, point guard.
Oh, word.
Yeah.
Who's your team?
I played for Sacred Heart.
Oh, word. Okay.
I'm like, I don't know how many people in Connecticut got 4 rings, but I do. Me and my boy got 4 rings straight in a row.
Bro, that's fire. That's a flex. That's a real flex. That's dope.
It's pretty tough.
That's awesome, bro. So who were your inspirations growing up?
My mom, my mom type shit, for real.
That's real. To just have your mom straight up, because they're literally like the most important people, bro. I was just with my mom today, and I don't see her as much because I live an hour away, and it just like, I cherish those times because, they brought us here.
Shit. Nah, feel me? As soon as I stopped going to school and all that, I moved up out of my mom's crib. And then as soon as I ain't see her in a while. I used to never really see her. But as soon as I got a V, every time I pop out her way, go see her.
See, that's always nice. And then, once this music stuff just starts hitting, to be able to just bring her around and like have her just like, it must be so awesome to show her your music and just like know that like everybody's rocking with it, and then your mom can just rep that and your mom can be proud. Like,
yeah, for the most part, yeah. Yeah.
That's dope, bro. So when did you actually start getting into music?
Shit. You ain't even gonna believe me if I say like 10 years ago.
Damn, really? What age were you then?
Fucking 10, 11, 9, something like that.
Yeah. Damn, bro. Were you just freestyling with your boys? What did it start out as?
Or that my older brother, my god brother, he always rap. He got mad songs or whatever. He used to rap on a computer like this. Put the little washcloth over the microphone and
Yeah.
rap. So feel me? I used to always stay at his crib, so I'm like, fuck it, I'm about to rap too. Started rapping. But like, feel me? Even as a baby, obviously I don't remember, but feel me? My cousins would still come up to me and tell me, like, I remember you used to be rapping, but I'm like, what?
That's dope. Bro, you had it from an early age, and you had that star power, and that's really cool that your family saw that. What was your first song that you like released to the people?
That shit was called, like, I don't even want to tell you because you go find that shit for real. It's like All Falls Down. It's a Jadakiss beat. Fucking, it's a remix. Did that shit with my brother. I really don't remember the names on it, but it was All Falls Down for me.
That's fire. And what do you think was like the most you developed over the years with your sound? What would you say was like the defining factor that's different from early on to now?
For me, just taking it serious. Like, I always, Like I made music. I never like consistently, oh, boom, 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 about to make music. Like, feel me? I made music then, here and there after that, you feel me? Fucking performed at my cousin's church, shit like that. You feel me? Growing up, like just doing songs, always doing songs and shit. Never took it serious though. Feel me? In high school, I started doing songs more serious, but then I'm like, I was taking basketball serious because I was nice at basketball. So you feel me?
Mm-hmm.
I was still trying to go to school and all that shit. Feel me? Like I ain't had no scholarships then, but for me, I was still trying to get that. And I'm like, if I release the shit I'm talking about, for me, they wonder, oh, not recruiting a kid that's doing this stuff for XYZ. So I ain't
Mm-hmm.
never. I guess basically the focus. You feel me? I couldn't focus on two things. So it was just basketball. If I tried to dab into the music, then I probably would have fucked basketball up. You feel me? Boom.
Respectfully, yeah, no, that's understandable and that's smart that you went down that route. And so, when did you stop? When was the last time you played ball? Was it out of high school, right? So
Yeah.
how many
Yeah.
years out are you?
I graduated in 2017. Right after 2017, feel me? I wasn't even about to go to school. It was like late August. I got a call from some coach. No, I got a call from one of my coaches that I got. And he said, I'm about to get a call from a coach, blah, blah, blah. I had got a scholarship to a school in Texas. Feel me?
Yeah,
One thing led to another. Feel me? I went down there, was down there for a very short time. You feel me? And I just didn't want to do that shit. So I left. And then when I left, I'm like, all right, this is still like September. No, it's like October, November. I'm like, whenever Hurricane Harvey was, you feel me? That's when it was.
yeah, okay.
And you feel me? Like that, I tried to still go to school. You feel me? I'm still trying to make my mom cool with whatever. You feel me? But I was already into getting money at that point. You feel me? I went to school for a semester. I told my mom, I'm like, feel me? I'm not paying for this shit. You're paying now. So basically, you paying for me to play basketball. I know I'm not about to do this school shit. I could owe you. I'm gonna try and do it. But if I don't do it, it's blah blah blah. I'm wasting bread. So boom. So I'm not about to go to school no more, and I'm not about to not do nothing in her crib as well. So for me, I got up out of there right after that too. And I just, for me,
Is that when you started taking music serious? Was that when like you were like, all right, bet I'm just gonna start rolling with the music?
I started releasing music. Feel me? I got. I mean, I was still figuring shit out, XYZ, but I'm like, all right, like why not make some music and then start dropping the shit. I already made mad music before. I'm like, fuck it, might as well let people hear it.
Exactly. So it's 2019 and you released the EP Cinco Season. What inspired you to release that?
I think I had dropped when I lost it, either it was February 2019, I think. And that shit, it obviously ain't touched 20K off rip, but probably like a little while down the line, that shit was like at 10, 12K is my first song. I had dropped like 2 songs after that, but I'm like, damn, like niggas fucking with me a little bit, I guess. I'm like, fuck it. Might as well do. I don't know. I felt like that was uniform. I'm like, cool. Might as well just give them a EP or some shit, mixtape or something. I already had mad songs, so fuck it.
It was like almost perfect time to flood the gates with a couple songs from the fall. That's awesome.
But those songs are like, oh, like you feel me? Those are old songs.
Yeah, yeah, makes sense. And then you go into the Diaries from the South EP, which that was in February of this year, right?
Yeah, I'm not sure. It might have been March. Maybe no. Yeah, it was like February this year.
Word. So that was
Mhm.
like right before the pandemic started.
Right. Because yeah, I had dropped that EP. Feel me? Right after that, I had dropped a song every day in March. Feel me?
Fire.
I think
Okay. Okay.
I think I dropped South Diaries of Southside in January.
Word. Okay. And what was the importance of May 27th on the intro?
I gotta hear it for real quick. I gotta think of the name. I gotta go on my phone.
That's dope that you have so many songs that you have to actually do this.
Oh shit. I'm about to hear it though. Uh, that's the intro. I guess my thought process is almost always the same because I don't ever do the songs in a EP manner, a mixtape manner. I just have the songs and I piece them together. So
Okay, yep.
I guess that was what I felt was first.
So you recorded it, and then then you're finally piecing things together for the EP, and you're like, oh, this actually sounds like a good intro for this. That's
Yeah,
dope.
like for me, I like my songs like I don't be writing to beats and stuff, so it'll take a while. Like I gotta go through some shit and then I'll write something down and then boom. Like feel me, I finally be like, I'm gonna go to the studio and then I try the song on 3 different beats and then I'm gonna see which one I like best for like 2-3 months. Listen to it. We're gonna do that with every song and then by that time everybody I'm with knows it. So I could ask them like, yo, what you think I should do with this? So, for me.
That's actually a genius way of going about it. That's really smart. I like that process because, if you stick to the one beat, you may be tunnel vision with it. But if you open it up, like you're saying, then you can look at it from all angles.
Right. Cause like I ain't like it's more of like cause it's not like I'm looking for a beat to like make you dance. Like I don't really make that. I'm not like I don't know how to call it, like a dance rapper. I'm not no drill
Not a
rapper. Like
pop artist, yeah.
I tell stories almost. Like I'm like feel me? I don't know, more like an author. Like I'm an artist more. Like I don't just rap about feel me? Bullshit.
No, not at all. And I noticed that throughout Mandatory that it was like real spitting. It wasn't like you said, it's not any dance stuff, it's drill. It's like sit down and listen to this and you'll be impressed whoever you are.
Right. And that's another thing, like feel me about my music. Like I ain't even aiming for that. Like I've been making music for a minute. Like I'm not aiming for not to please nobody. Like I make these songs for me. Like and niggas around me that know what I done been through with for me or somebody that could relate to it. You understand? Like I'm not looking for an audience now. Now I understand you can make money with this shit. So understand like I could care less for performing. I could care less for fucking 1,000 people, 100,000 people wanting to do exactly what I do. Nah, fuck that. If you feel what I feel me. If you feel what I'm saying, then feel me. Like, and if you don't, if you want to support me, feel me, support me. If it, I mean, I don't know how to really word that, but feel me, let me see that.
No, you actually worded it exactly how like I have tried to multiple times. Yeah, no, I agree with you completely. That's the best way to go about it. Yeah, bro. So transitioning we were in February, now it's March and there's a pandemic. What changed for you? Was there anything different in your creative process? Were you not able to go to the studio as much, or were there other obstacles, or was it really just the same?
I mean, yeah, it's kind of almost the same. You feel me? I honestly feel like it was right in the middle of me dropping a song every day in March. So it's like I felt like for me, more people would get on it since the pandemic, but since the pandemic started, it actually dropped. Like for me, my plays went down on that tape. So for me, it was like everything was, as far as that standpoint, everything was for me weird, but everything was normal. Everything else, like going to the studio, I already do private sessions. Like I don't want nobody walking in the session. Like so I don't got to worry about this. And if my engineer got what he got, if he got what the pandemic is for, then I'm pretty sure he'll let me know, and we wouldn't be doing the session.
Exactly, exactly. And that's the best way to go about it. If it's just you and him, it's like, yeah, if he had it, he would tell you, and if he doesn't, then you're good, and you can just get the session in. It's not like there would be 10 people in there anyway.
Me, my people, him.
That's the best way to go about it, I think, because you can get in the right creative element and you can have the right people there to give it a thumbs up or a thumbs down.
Right. It'll never be, you will never seem Hollywood for asking for a private session. It's just like, you don't, some people you don't need to let inside your bubble. There's some songs you're gonna record that's not gonna get released. There's some songs, some things you don't want people around for, people in there for, who don't need to be in there. Like you said, fuck up your creative space.
Exactly. All right, bet. So let's get into mandatory. So we're now a couple months into the pandemic. It's September and the 20th hits. You release the project, hosted by Jadakiss. So what did it mean to you to hear him open it up?
It was on the 30th.
Oh, the 30th?
Yeah.
Word.
But what's it called? You said what? What was the question? My fault.
No worries. So what did it mean to you to hear him open you up on the opening track? Just hear his voice and hear him say your name.
I had heard it for me before niggas I even dropped it for me. So it was straight. Like for me, it was exactly what I thought it was about to be, XYZ. So I was like, for me, it was I don't know how to explain it. It was exactly what I thought it was gonna be. Cause for me, if you knew the interaction I had with him, like I didn't care about nobody seeing Jadakiss hosted. I was, for me, my personal reasons, for me, it met everything I was trying to get to. So I'm like, cool.
Didn't you even say that your first song was written and recorded over a Jadakiss beat?
Yeah, ironically.
That's kind of crazy. Word. So let's get into the intro. Cold Soul. What made you put that as the intro?
I don't even know. I mean, it was the same process like I told you before. It was just like I was just piecing them together, and I was like, that should go first.
Yeah. Okay, so you have Cold Soul, and then you go into No Apologies with Brillo. So what was your first thoughts when you got the verse back?
I actually didn't even get the verse back. He came to the studio and did it with me. You feel what I'm saying?
That's even better.
Word, up close and personal. For me, I learned a lot from him right then and there. It was a quick little 2-3 hour session, but it was all I needed. Real shit. Like for me, he put me on to a lot of shit right then and there. It was like, for me, I had already recorded my verse before he had walked in. For me, because I was already doing a session. He told me what time he was coming for me, so I had the shit ready. And he came in, so I let him hear it. And he was hearing it, and he was like, you got a hook. And I showed him the hook. And then he told me, he was like, feel me, I fuck with it. Just slow it down and chop some shit out, because it was longer. So
okay.
then I'm, feel me, chop some shit down. So feel me, then we just still sitting there, and feel me, cool. And then I just said it again. He told me, feel me, slow it down. And then I said it how he told me to say that shit. And that's how I ended up saying that shit. For me, I was in there with my cousins. They was rocking with it too. I'm like, copy, feel me? And then he came there and bodied that shit on some, feel me? The way he started his verse was hilarious to me because I thought he was talking to me at first because we was dead ass having a conversation, and then he, feel me? He started spitting his shit, and then I'm like, all right, word. And then I tuned in, he was spitting his verse and he was freestyling that shit. I'm like, say no more. My cousin's in the back tweaking. I'm like, yeah, it's about that time. Let me see the light. I mean, he went in there,
That's so cool.
4 or 5 takes, and that shit was boom. Bust the video out the same day. I didn't even release the video. I got the video to that shit.
When is that going to be coming out? Is it still unknown? TBD?
Yeah, I mean, shit, I'll let you know before, but I don't even know for real.
Word, I appreciate that. Let me know, and I'll be the first to support, bro. I'll put that out on the Breakthrough, both Twitter and Instagram.
Respect.
Word. So now we'll get into my favorite song off the project, a Test. So talk about how important it is to speak truth in your music, because that's what you're talking about in that song a lot.
I mean, I guess for artists like me, is it's wise and it's solid to speak truth in your shit because, like, feel me, if you feel me, I don't know. I really don't know. I don't. I tell the truth in my shit. I don't know the other side of it. So for me, I just know you should just tell the truth. Like, you feel me? Like, that's just how it go.
Yeah.
Just like in real life, like, you're not gonna say you hit a game winner in a game if you ain't hit the shit. Like, that's why I'm going around saying hit the shit.
Very, very true. I like that. Word. So you said no, that it makes perfect sense to me at least. So I'm sure the audience would think the same thing. But you said chasing bread brought me deeper than I thought. Could you dive into that lyric for me?
Feel me? Just like almost everything you do, you start, feel me? You get into something, you start chasing something, you feel me? You end up doing some things you probably ain't end up wanting to do or didn't think you was about to do or just came across your path. You feel me? It's just, feel me? It's just something, feel me? It's just, feel me, deeper than I thought.
Yeah. No, that makes sense. Okay, perfect. Now we get to the self-titled track, Mandatory. Why did you decide to name this the self-titled track? And then also, what was the reason why? I know you always decide at the very end where you place them, but you put it in the middle for a reason. So I want to hear why.
Because initially, like, the way everything went down with Jadakiss was mad quick. So it's like, for me, I seized the opportunity basically. So I'm like, within this mixtape, I dropped, like I told you, my March Madness, it got cut short. The feel me, my play started dropping. So those are songs that's only on SoundCloud.
Yeah.
I invested in those songs, for me, did what I had to do so I could put them on all platforms. And then I, for me, attached those 5 songs to the end of those 5 songs. That's why he's not on the end of those 5 songs, you understand? Because he only hosted, for me, he already recorded those songs. I just put them on that tape and dropped it on all platforms.
Makes sense. Yep.
So
Okay,
that's the song of the tape, I guess. But once you dig deeper into that, for me, but for people who don't really know me, don't know March Madness, and just see the overall tape, I feel like that was the, for me, I needed to do it chronologically. Those first 5, these second 5, but they'll still place them in a, for me, I don't know.
It's like a part 1 and a part 2. No, I completely understand. And I think that's fire how you had it. It's almost like you got 5 bonus tracks to the project. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's sweet. And you say rather be paranoid than unprepared. I found that is such a fire line. So explain that.
Shit, that's just like, for me, it's literally like, for me, I'd rather be paranoid than unprepared. Like, I'd rather always think the worst is gonna happen than the worst happen, and I'm not thinking the worst is gonna happen. Shit like that.
I think that's so important to just be conscious of, because people will just walk around so aimlessly, and if you don't, it's it's not the right way to go about it. The quickest way I can say that. Word. So let's get into Remit and talk about riding dolo and being alone. So why is it important, especially as an artist, to be able to be alone with yourself and be okay with being alone with yourself?
More like, I don't know, being comfortable with yourself, like, I don't know, just being able to venture out on your own for everything. Like, and like, that's what I'm saying. It's like different type of artists. Like, sometimes I just have to be alone.
Yeah. I feel like it's something that's very, very necessary.
Rather be alone. Rather be alone.
Yeah, no, I sometimes I feel like that too. Having the 1 hour drive back, up to New Britain all the time is like a great reflection period. You start thinking of things that like just pop in your head. And I'm actually reading a book that like talks about that side of the brain where that is just constantly talking, throughout the day, and you're listening to it, but it you want to like really like be able to have a conversation with it and sit down with it and be cool with it and not be afraid to even dive deep into that realm.
Oh, shit. I need to tap into that book.
But I'll send it after. It's called The Untethered Soul. It's really like, so basically the plot is
My man's
really
not. Yeah.
bet. Okay, yeah, I'm only like I think like 1/3 of the way through, but the guy was just talking about, okay, you have that inside mind that is basically treated like it's another person, and then just for like a day put a body on it and act like it's sitting next to you on the couch, and then listen to it literally not shut up the entire time, and it's saying things that you aren't really like, it's hard to explain, but it's like it's
You
not
agree
really
with that?
you. Yeah, like it'll say shit and you'll be like, I don't agree with that, but it's like it's just saying everything. And the whole thing is like he uses an example. You're like feeling bad and you're thinking your girlfriend's gonna break up with you, and then she hasn't talked to you all day. She calls you and your mind goes, don't answer her, she's about to break up with you. You answer, she's like, hey, sorry, I've been getting ready for our 1 year anniversary, like I'm coming to pick you up right now. And it's like, if if that was a therapist that told you that and you listened to them, you would have been very mad at that therapist and you would have never went back to them again. But that therapist is your mind and you go back to them for every single thing, every single time, every single day. So they're like, you're doing it to yourself. And he's like, we all do it to ourselves. And that's really like the easy this
Yeah.
I, yeah, I'll send it over after, bro. This shit is like really cool, and it's stuff that like I was like, oh, I didn't even notice that it was like I knew about it, but like you aren't conscious about it. You kind of just go about aimlessly day by day, and then you're like, oh, that is in there, like talking this entire time.
Right, but that's why it's for me. That's why it's good to be by yourself so you can figure shit like that out. You know what I mean?
Exactly. Boom. So then we get into anyway. You said I was raised in the water, but still didn't drown. That stuck out to me. That was probably my favorite bar on the entire project. So dive into that song and especially into that bar a little bit more.
I recorded that song in like February, and that was one of those songs where you just beat it. I was sitting there, I'm like, damn, I gotta record a video to this tonight. Fuck where we at, fuck all. So for me, I'm like, damn, I did all of that shit in like one day. That shit was tough. Like that was the hardest song I felt like, not hardest song, but like that was the song I dug deep into. Like I don't know, sitting there, really sitting there thinking, man. Like I could get to the water in the drought. And I was raised in the waters and I ain't drowned. You feel me?
Mm.
It's just, feel me? What is it? What is it called? Like literally and
Figuratively?
yeah.
Word. Yup. Love it. All right. And then we got Same to Me. What was the process of this song?
That song for me, it's the same way. Like for me, I write those songs with the groove in my head with it. Like I don't ever write to a beat. Like I always write with the groove. So like that song, I was I was feeling whatever way I was feeling, and I don't never really do hooks. I was always just straight bar, straight through. That was a little different to me. I did like a little hook kind of thing. So then for me, I was like, fuck it.
I
Like,
like your hooks though. Like you said, you're straight bars, but sometimes it's nice. Like just going back to the song with Brillo, the hook was fire, bro. So like, even though you are a straight bars type of guy, just showing that versatility to someone, especially like me, is just like it puts a check mark on that like potential list. You know what I mean? Like I always viewed shit in like I say like a 4D space, and the fourth dimension is potential. So whenever I listen to a song, I'm not just listening to it for what it is now. I'm listening to how that artist is gonna bloom in the future. So like yeah, it's just seeing that you can also throw in that versatility, bro. That just like in immediately in my head, I thought that.
Yeah, I ain't even gonna lie. Like, I mean, these last like month and a half, I've been making a lot of music like that I've never made like before. I'm starting to like have fun with it, I guess. I feel like one of my little brothers for me started making music, and he got a different vibe in his shit.
Okay.
And I don't do songs with people for real. Not like I don't do songs with people, but I don't really do songs with people, but I'm just somebody I'm around. He started making music, and I like the way that shit sound. You feel me? It's my man. I'm not just because it's my man's, but that shit fire. So I'm
Yeah, yeah.
grooving with him, and that shit hard. But I'm gonna send you some of that shit. It's different. I've been making some different shit.
I'm excited to hear. Yeah, that's interesting because, I think that's the most important thing. You always have like your first couple projects that it's like an artist is finding their sound, they find their sound. After they find their sound, then they're like, okay, how am I going to grow from this? And that experimentation, like you said, makes it like, think about like the Kanye reference. None of his albums have ever been the same. It's just constantly been a different one each time, whether it's better or worse. Or not saying worse, but better or
Sort
not
of
as good.
evolving or adaptation.
Yeah, yup, exactly. Word. All right. So then we got the last two songs, which are kind of have like a similar vibe. You got Emotionless and then I'm Sorry. So let's talk about Emotionless first, and then we'll go into I'm Sorry.
I ain't gonna, that's one of my favorites too. Some of my niggas too. That shit go hard. There's just some pain, like you feel me? Some shit.
Do you find it as therapeutic to get it out there?
Yeah, that's one of the songs I could listen to. For me, some songs like I don't even like going back listening to some songs for me, but that's one of the songs like for me smooth, on smooth. I like that shit.
Word. All right. And then you got the outro, I'm Sorry. So you're sitting there and you're like, all right, I got the outro track. And this is the real outro. It's not the end of the first part of the project. It's finally the end. Why did you wrap it up like this?
That's the outro to March Madness too. That's cause that for me, all my shit real. I be telling my niggas shit too. Like feel me, you hear the shit I be talking about. Feel me. My parents listen to my music. My parents fuck with my music. I'm sitting in there talking with my parents like they know what it is. For me, like they know I'm telling the truth too. Like so, it's like I'm saying that to say this. I know they listen to my music, and that's I'm Sorry song. For me, that was a song I wrote for my mom. You feel what I'm saying? Like a XYZ, and it's just an outro. Might put it on the outro or something else too. Fuck it. Like,
That's real. No, I think that the meaning behind the song is really cool. And the fact that you incorporated that into this project, just, I think, tied it together, wrapped it up, brought it full circle, and then tied the boat. It was just like, all in all, it's one of my favorite projects that I've heard out of the state since I've started the breakthrough, bro. Of
respect, appreciate that.
course, man. I love real rap. So when I hear real rap, I get excited, bro. Like real shit. Like I grew up listening to, like, when I started in like diving into the music scene, I was watching all those BET ciphers, and I was trying, every like my brother didn't like rap, but he liked Tech Nine, so I always would if I wanted to play rap in the car, I had to play Tech Nine. I never got to like listen to my Lil Wayne in the car, so uh, it was always interesting to see like just fucking bar for bar just spitting. And that's where you were doing that, but in such a just like smooth way, whereas like the people that don't rock with just straight bar for bar lyricism are gonna fuck with this project.
Mm. That's just be how the cookie crumble.
Exactly.
Like
Word.
when
All
I
right.
was young too, that's for me. That's who I was. Like, obviously, I ain't had no control over the radio. For me, if I would
Yep.
get in the car with my pops, you feel me? We gonna listen to some Jadakiss, some shit. For me, MOP, fucking all them old heads. You feel me? So I had all that. That's all I had. And then obviously I ventured out and I mean started liking my own music. I was fucking with Drake and Meek Mill. That's what I was fucking with. I ain't know too much about underground. I was mainstream with it. I was fucking with Drake and Meek Mill. And then,
Which is like almost a great way. I think that's a perfect it's like a melting pot, and you take the influence from your dad when you're listening to all that old stuff, and then you mix in you venturing out and finding what you liked, and Drake and Meek being such just refined artists at that point. You're only seeing such high level talent, you know what I mean? So it was really shaping.
that's the shit that really molded my decision too. And I'm like, when I wanted to invest in my music too, I'm like with the Jadakiss joint, I'm like, when I was talking to him, I'm like, feel me, because that whole shit was crazy. You feel me? When I was talking to him, it's like I was like, I don't care about no plays, none of that. Like I used to listen to my dad. You like my dad favorite artist. So imagine who you said Tech Nine. Who's your favorite artist?
I would say Mac Miller,
So
rest in peace. But let's say J. Cole, since he's just still around right now.
right. So say J Cole your favorite artist, right? Rest in
Yup.
peace, man. To J Cole your favorite artist. Your son doing music, and he come home like, listen to this tape hosted by J Cole. That's what I
Mm.
was going for. I don't give a fuck about none of that other shit. My mom used to listen to Jadakiss shit like that. Like I don't give a fuck. Like that's for me. People where I'm from listen to Jadakiss. That's tough for us.
Oh, I bet. And you're on the west side of Connecticut, right? That's where Waterbury is? Yeah. Yeah. So you're like closer to New York.
Yeah.
So
You
it yeah.
know,
Word.
I don't know where
Word. Yeah.
to Connecticut. My man said, I guess we like 30 minutes from Central Connecticut. Like 20 minutes from New Haven, like 20 minutes from Hartford.
Oh, word. Okay.
But
That's
yeah,
actually that's pretty close.
yeah.
Word. Awesome. So now we can get into those questions I was talking about earlier that really make you think. So the first one will go with, if you could collab with any artist, dead or alive, who would they be and why? And then once you answer that, we'll talk about the producer that would be on the track.
At this point, it'll be Drake solely, not only because for me he was one of my favorite artists, but for me Drake or NBA YoungBoy, them niggas that's doing numbers, and that's what I need. That's what the fuck I need streams on my account. I don't give a fuck about nobody else. I need streams on my account, and if they could bring streams on my account, and I could cash out, you know.
Then boom, exactly. Exactly. And who would you want on the track? If it was Drake, who would you want to produce it?
Produce like that mean make the beat, right?
Yeah, yep.
I mean, I'm gonna have to say my man's. I call him Skillet. I gotta find his real name on Instagram and shit. I'll send it to you. Put in the video. But for me,
Word.
I call him Skillet or whatever. He's smooth on the beat. For me, he's like one of them producers. I could tell him what I want to hear. I'd be like, do this or do this, and we could mesh and make a beat I want. For me, I have him do that shit. And my man's Cap is engineering that shit. Off the rip.
Mm, perfect. Word. So my next question is, are there any other artists in Connecticut that you're rocking with, either your boys or people that you're just listening to at the moment?
I show everybody that make music in Connecticut love. I will click on everybody video. Cause I'm not no hating ass nigga. If this is something you taking serious, I'm going to click on it. Why not? You feel what I'm saying? Cause I know what the streams, I know what that shit does. So for me, I'll give you the click, like, for me, but know the names in my head, like off rip. My young Sylvester, fucking my brother, Clutch Cows, my man's Pep Bucks, Southside, fucking my man's QC. He ain't even dropped yet. He gonna be one of the hardest too. He ain't even dropped no music yet. He's doing it the right way. Feel me? D-Red, Dink. There's a lot of people out in Waterbury making music. Like, you feel what I'm saying? Like, you get them, feel me? I'm not even gonna say get them to write anything, because who am I to say what they need? But feel me? Like, there's a lot of people in Waterbury that once they get where they supposed to be going, they're gonna be the best at what they're doing. Like, it's just what it is. There's a lot of good, for me, and even out of the city too. For me, there's fucking Ty Henny, that's New Haven. Fucking Two Butter, facts. Two Butter too.
Both of them
Fucking
are so fire.
OG, feel me? Who else? Sholey out of fucking
He just released that shit with Benny the Butcher. That shit's so fire.
Word, feel me? Obviously, fucking Brillo too. Brillo.
Yeah.
Cash from Bridgeport. There's a lot of people out here that's, for me, I'm not even gonna say niggas is underground. People already got to where they going. For me, niggas is nice out here.
Yeah, yup.
252. That nigga is nice. For me, Lore Heavy. Nigga is nice. I got
A word? You gotta put me on.
Lore. You ain't heard of Lore Heavy, bro?
I don't think so, bro.
Like, he got this CT drill on Smash, for real. I ain't gonna lie.
Word. I'm excited to hear. Send me it after.
For sure. I mean, it's a lot of niggas. It's some young boys in Waterbury too, on they little drill rap too. They go hard for real. One of them, my little cousin, my pop said. Feel me? That's how I said my city small. Everybody know. My dad said, little nigga, my cousin. About to see what up with him. I'm gonna send you that shit too. You feel me? I'm gonna
Word,
send.
yeah.
You gonna post it all? I will send you everybody out here, man. I will send you
Yeah,
everybody.
bro. Literally send me their like. Tell everybody you see as an artist, yo, it's just like a follow breakthrough. Like,
So Jug is nice, like Rizzy
word.
Rap, like
Bro,
Lumpy.
there's so many people, and that's the thing. Like, people think I know everybody, and it's like, yeah, no, there's so many good people in the state that, like, if I could only capture everybody, people would be like, yo, this is all in Connecticut. There's so many good people, bro.
That's nice too that I follow, bro. That popped up on my page, bro. Niggas are nice too. Can't think of their name. Like, and
Mike
some
Flows is nice out of Hartford.
young, what's his name? Kid West or some shit. He do videos.
Yeah, yup.
Respect, shit like that. For me, respect. Feel me?
That's dope. You're really tuned in, bro. I appreciate that. Like, some artists, like, and it's respectfully so, like, they're tuned into their thing. And as an artist or as a producer, that's the right thing to do. That's why, with me, my goal is to show love to everybody, because that's what my page does. I'm not expecting every other artist to do that, because it's like, if you want to make the music that I'm going to report on, you got to get in your zone. That's what we were talking about earlier the other day. I was like, don't worry, you recorded these nights. We'll get an interview in after those nights, so then you have more stories to tell. That's that for an artist, your most important thing is to be an artist. So I think that, the fact that you are still doing that while staying tuned into the state is very impressive. So I love that.
I just try to show love, man.
Yeah, bro. Word. So now we got this last of the really make you think questions. So if you had the world's attention for 30 seconds, what would you say and why?
So I probably want to say shit. Like, let me think before, like, for me, that's just my initial off rip. That's what I just thought real quick. Like, for me, I don't know. What am I like? For me, I don't know. What am I standing in front of? What am I in front of them for?
Literally, it was just where um a theoretical microphone that you were able, or TV screen where everybody was tuned in, like you see in the movies back in the day, where everybody has the same channel on, and you're in front of them, and they're like, basically, all right, Mr. President, you're ready to speak, and you have 30 seconds,
Oh
and it's
shit!
like, what would you want to say to them?
For me, I'm I'm gonna try my best to spread the right knowledge to the people that need it. Whatever way, I don't know. Like, that's a hard question for me. Like, let me think about that for 2 seconds. Like,
Take your time.
no funny. I probably try and encourage everybody with the same last names as me and every last name that I list, and try, for me, find every single one of my family members in America. Try and find all my ancestors, shit like that.
That
Put,
would be really cool. Holy shit, no one's ever said that.
yeah, man.
Like, they have ancestry.com, but to be able to, like, literally have everybody's attention, so that means it's like, hey, if you're one of these people, that means you could be related to me. Come hang out, and it's like we can figure out if we are family or not.
Cause for me, yeah, I know there's different homework you could do other than ancestry. I don't really trust you like that. I'd rather really go, dig deep. My cousins and stuff know the exact techniques, I guess, or whatever the fuck it is. But
Exactly, actually reaching out to the family members, being like, you go reach out to your grandma and then hear about what she has to say about her grandma, then go, like, be like, oh, so you had a sister, so boom.
yeah, a list of names you will be able to go up there with and be able to say, and then there'll be for me, it'll be a wide range of things to do. But
That's interesting. I like that word. So if I come up to you and I'm a new artist and asked you for one piece of advice, what would you give me?
like, don't bullshit nothing. If that makes sense.
Never half-ass. You got to full-ass it.
Yeah,
You
like,
got to go 100%.
no matter what it is, you don't think you want to record right now because you don't think you sound good. So don't do it yet. Don't do it, or go in there and do it. You feel what I'm saying? Don't wait till you can't do it. You feel me? You don't want to perform. You don't want to really do that shit. Don't do it. Like, you don't want to invest in your career. You don't want to take the necessary steps. Then don't do it. But don't complain when you don't get where you got to go and shit like that too.
That's very true. I always say that, like, with manifestation, people always, like, not always bash it, but there are some people that bash it. But then if you look at it, the analogy, they're like, hey universe, I would really like to be a doctor. And, just if you're thinking of a random example, and then the universe goes, hello Clark, well, if you want to be a doctor, you need to do this, this, and this. And I was like, eh. And if I said and I didn't go and do those things, obviously it wouldn't manifest. But then there are some people that would be like, well, the universe didn't do it. And it's like, well, no, you weren't receptive to what it told you to do. And what it told you to do is go work and do it so that you can achieve what you want to achieve.
Or yeah, real shit. I feel like, I think basketball, like, that's why I'm thankful for. I don't think it was for nothing at this point. Like, it taught me certain life lessons. Like, you feel what I'm saying? Like, you're gonna keep doing something until you get better at it. So regardless of what the fuck it is. So if you're gonna bullshit, but you know what the fuck it is you have to do. You're either gonna try to do it, you know.
No, exactly. Word. So what's your mindset going into 2021?
Shit. Same shit. Just stack and invest.
Word.
Same shit.
And that's basically where you see yourself in 1 year. 2021's approaching, but 2021, throughout that year, there's going to be 1 year. So I'll skip down to 5 years and 10 years. Where do you see yourself in 5 years, 10 years?
For me, I see myself owning more than one of whatever I have. Something like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, just being probably 20 steps further from where I am right now. In every aspect of what I'm trying to do. Living wise, music, mentally, eating, everything. This like for me, this music shit that like I ain't even gonna say it's not everything to me. This shit don't pay my bills. This shit don't pay none of my people's bills. For me, it's a hobby. It's some shit I do. For me, I always write in my phone. I go make some music. But you feel what I'm saying? I'm trying to do a whole lot of other shit.
No, I completely feel that. Word, bro. Well, that was my last question, man. Any more shout outs that you want to give before we end the interview today?
Yeah, bro. Shit. Free my friends, free my family, fucking long live down. Shit. Click every link you see. Even if it ain't mine, click every link you see, man. Every fucking link. That's what I got this one.
That's love, bro. Well, thank you so much for coming on, man. I'm glad we finally got this in. I'm a huge fan. Everybody, please go check out Mandatory on all streaming services. This ends episode 96, and see you next week, CT.